Germany could have won if they pulled out Stalingrad, stopped D-Day, invaded Britain, etc. Alternate World War II timeline. Germany if they lasted a little longer into 1945. Pharaohs. No. Anybody who disturbs my coffin will be cursed. Cyrus, I was a good king. Please don't disturb my tomb, if it isn't too much of an inconvenience. Got this position in chess.com. How do I save my king? But we were just following orders. We had orders to force them into the trains. Your boots. Take off your boots. Right ducking now. How to shower like a Roman. This thing called soap has been around for a long while. Step 1. Cover yourself in olive oil. It's the 18th century, and you're currently having trouble giving birth. This calls for the chainsaw. Just raided some land for me, family and me goat farm. No, you're ruining my badass Viking fantasy. What people think the history of slavery is. What the history of slavery actually is. Franklin D. Roosevelt. I ducking hate you and hope you die. I'm liberating 2 French islands off the coast of Canada from the Vichy regime, just a small victory for the free world. Apparently the Viet Cengs are extremely afraid of the Ace of Spades as it represents death for them. We should put it all other their corpses to freak them out. Hey Quang, apparently the Americans have started putting aces of spades pretty much everywhere they go. Must be an American tradition. 1945. No, surrender is not the way of the warrior. Death before dishonor. 1570s. My master called me a monkey once, so I'm defecting to your clan. Shit, those Roman bastards speared Elasus. Please, my friend, don't leave me. It's too late for me. I just hope that the gods are merciful in the afterlife. You fought well, mortal, just like I did when I fought that boar. Well, mortal. Someone who has a score to settle with you made me prayers for revenge, so. The Jews, you have freed us. Cyrus the Great. Oh, I guess I did, yeah. Enjoy your freedom or whatever. Philippines? We've saved this, it's not much. 200 1st Fighter Squadron, but please take this for your liberation. 30 pilots? Oh, Mexico, no one can give more than that. The liberation of Luzon. Recognition by General Douglas MacArthur. 30,000 defeated Imperial Japanese soldiers. 1,500 bombs dropped. 1,900 hours of air combat. 96 combat missions. That is not Rokossovsky's wife. I must inform Comrade Stalin. I will surely get this damned Pole punished. What is happening, Comrade Mekus? Why do you want to talk to me? I have seen Comrade Rokossovsky in public with a woman who is not his wife. What shall we do? What shall we do? We shall envy Comrade Rokossovsky. A state's right to what, Daphne? But King Salmon. Solomon. If there was a King Salmon, I doubt he'd have to put up with this sort of thing. But King Solomon. Salmon. If there was a King Solomon, I doubt he'd have to put up with this sort of thing. What is he doing up there, huh? No, he ruin it. Don't let him escape. He fix it. Super weapon arms race. Germany. USA. A slightly larger tank. A portable star. Never ask a woman her age. A man his salary. King Charles his favorite feminine hygiene product. After getting late to class, George Danzig copied from the blackboard 2 problems thinking they were homework, and then solved them. They were actually 2 famous unsolved statistics problems, which earned him his PhD, George Danzig. His teacher. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Make sure you have the high ground. Genius, thank you. I'm going to crack his skull to get rid of his headache. European monk. Traveling Muslim cleric. Who the duck is Dorothy? People who knew they were searching for a fictional character. Do we tell him? When you realized Animal Farm is not about cute animals in a farm. We're cute animals. Insane to think Charles Darwin and Steve Irwin both owned the same tortoise. 1835. You're the best, Harriet. Love you too, Darwin. 1995. Zeus. I rule the skies. Poseidon. I rule the seas. Artemis. Today I'm running around Greece with a pack of wild lesbians. Roosevelt. Churchill. Where the duck is my second front. Gnostics' Bibles claim Jesus stood laughing as some other dude was crucified. Jesus according to official gospel. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Jesus according to Gnostic Christians in 100 AD. Some random ducking guy dressed like Jesus. Jesus. LMAO. Nice try, idiots. Commodian, formerly known as Roman citizens in the Colosseum watching Emperor Commodus club an amputee to death the 100th time this year. London, 1912. Strike? Okay, your children will starve then. We will feed your children. Thank you, brother. London, 1936. Now Jews on our streets. You can't beat us alone. Alone. Come on, lads. We've got fascists to beat up. Someone. Why do all Asians look the same? Genghis Khan. Good question. Malcolm X, after visiting Mecca and realizing his entire worldview was just a twisted bastardization by the Nation of Islam. What have I done? I died. Oh well. Now I can finally enjoy afterlife. Yeah, about that. Later in the labyrinth full of demons. Just let me die already. The British, knowing things can get bad quickly since they're 20 miles from Boston in potential enemy territory. The Colonial militia, knowing they have no chance in a pitched battle against British regulars. The unknown psychopath that fired the first shot and single-handedly started a major international conflict. Be Chairman Mao. Encourage people to criticize him. Let 100 flowers bloom. Let 100 schools of thought contend. Arrest and execute them all. Henry VIII had 6 wives, all called Catherine. He was a Catherineaholic, or Catholic for short. Berserkers in movies. I just killed 13 men. Wow, you're so cool. Berserkers in reality. I just killed 13 men. Stay away from my family. Outcast. Brigadier Derek Mills Roberts after liberating a concentration camp. Bonk. Germans in 1943. The Tiger can destroy so many Sherman tanks. Other Germans in 1943. Do you have a spare gun? I don't even have shoes. LMAO. There's this lone rifleman in a trench. Me and the other 200 men will take the position easily. 4 hours later. Surrender, you dickhead. We have you outnumbered. Piss off, yeah, Solian pricks. I'll surrender when hell freezes over. Japanese are deliberately shooting at us medics. How can humans be so cruel? Meanwhile, the Japaneses. LMAO, the US medic, have giant targets on their heads. Makes an easy target, huh? The Portuguese waiting for their king to come back from Morocco. It's been 200 years. Oedipus was pretty tragic. At least it all ended with him. His daughter. Make sure the cave is airtight, boys. Verbally ordering Stalin not to purge you. Sending Stalin a letter explicitly threatening to kill him. Smashing a plate in Stalin's face and berating him in front of his staff. Slapping Stalin in the face so hard you break his pipe. Brutally beating Stalin on a regular basis for years. How I sleep knowing that Stalin died in his own piss. Never ask a woman her age. A man his salary. What the West Berlin government did to homeless children. John M. Browning in 1921 making a heavy machine gun that's used by the US Army for the next 100+ years because no one came up with something better. Oh boy, I can't wait to finish my shift at that dead priest's tomb. Should be an easy day. Successfully measures the circumference of the Earth within 1% of error. 2,200 years ago using a stick. Orpheus and Eurydice. Just gotta not look back, this is too easy. 2 seconds later. Orders the ship to turn around before confirming the distress call. Sets ship's speed record during rescue. Risks his own ship to reach Titanic as soon as possible. Gets knighted afterwards. Germany getting blamed for both world wars. You think this is funny? Austria. When you're a slave in 1930s Ethiopia, but then white supremacists invade your country and set you free. Thanks, Satan. A European teaching American history in the US. You probably don't know this, but Vietnam won. George Wallace's 1968 presidential campaign. What's wrong with segregation? Let a serial rapist in charge of NKVD. Stalin. I sleep. He's alone with your daughter. Stalin. Real shit? People. Men dressed and acted like men back in the day. Men back in the day. Where are you going? Diogenes, who is said to have walked away upon hearing a philosophical argument denying the existence of motion, intending to prove without utterance that motion does indeed exist. Anytime I hear someone say the government would never do that. Oh my god, Japanese history is so cool. You know the samurai were the most honorable warriors in history? Also samurai. Okay, who wants to be raped first? Sultan Mohammed III of Morocco accurately predicting the US becoming the world's leading naval power and allying with the them. My lord, one of these guys just embarrassed me by kissing me in the dark. But I broke his cap string so we all know who did it when the light is back. Please punish the molester. Actually, everyone, break your own cap string. Some Greeks living in Central Asia. Chinese emperor trying to buy horses from them. Greeks killing the ambassadors and taking the gold. We are going back in time to 550 to give that slave named Tumen some bitches. Heresy in fiction. Hail Satan. No, this is heresy. Heresy in reality, Cathar Crusade. We just want to live in peace. Kill them all. Orders from the Lord. FBI putting Robert Hansen in charge of finding the Russian spy in the Bureau in 1987. Robert Hansen. Robert Hansen actually being the spy he was supposed to find since 1979. FBI. Richard Ramirez gets off a bus and goes to a corner store. Some random old woman. He's the killer the night stalker. Everyone nearby. You get what you ducking deserve. We need to save money. We could stop painting the space shuttle's external tank? Genius. America had the best tanks in World War II. Germany had the best tanks in World War II. America had the best tanks in World War II. Monogamy. Morning beautiful. King dynasty. I think wife 9 is poisoning you. Think wife 2 is poisoning you. I think the eunuch are poisoning you. I think wife 14 is poisoning you. I think the kids are poisoning you. Think the chief censor is poisoning you. How Thomas Jefferson felt after freeing 7 of his slaves. He owned more than 600 of them. This is my neighbor, Germany. He is a pain in my assholes. I speak German. He speaks German. I have good classic music. He has good classic music. I provoked 2 world wars. He gets all the blames. Great success. German nationalist, French nationalist, internationalist. The Treaty of Versailles was too harsh. The Treaty of Versailles wasn't harsh enough. The Treaty of Versailles was too harsh. Abraham Lincoln versus State Auditor. I challenge you to a duel. Okay, starts to chop tree branches. Actually, I am busy today. Maybe another time. Average Alexander the Great battle. I've been shot in the lung with an arrow. Dude, there's no way he survives this. I'm okay. How the duck did he survive that? The conquistadors stopping the Aztecs from practicing human sacrifice instead of burning witches like civilized people. People thinking of Rome in Britain. Do you guys even practice agriculture? Strange-looking blokes, ain't they? Hope they stay away from our rock pile. What Rome actually gained. So we gained plentiful farmlands and large deposits of iron, salt, lead and copper. A ducking bullet in the chest. Theodore Roosevelt. No, I'm an officer and higher rank than you. I deserve to cut in line. Wait your turn. The city has fallen, yet I am alive. Charge. It's Armenia's fault we're losing. Kill them. Etan e epitas. Isles ni passaron pass. That mail must be delivered, or there must be a Marine dead at the post of duty. Mummy, why is the sky orange? I don't know, honey. Let's get back home. Your military budget is looking really, sparse. Oh, this again. Hey, do you remember who helped the Dutch in World War II? Damn it, you can't keep using that line. Go Canada. Don't get me wrong. He loves you. I know. But don't you think, then, that you should? Be the military that the Dutch think you are. Dreaming about living with noble officer in 18th, 19th century? This mother ducker lost his estate in a card game and then died in a duel, leaving you with 3 children. The Anglo-Saxon army. Please let us rest. We already marched 60 miles today. Harold Godwinson. Just a few more miles today. Those Norwegians will never see this coming. That feeling when you raised the national literacy rate by 60%, created an agriculturally self-sufficient society, planted 10 million trees, thus literally stopping the desertification of your country, and vaccinated 2.5 million children in a matter of weeks, all without foreign aid. And all within just 4 years, but the world just remembers you as some African warlord. Whack. I missed a day from my CIA job in the 70s. My co-workers. Yesterday we established a dictatorship in Latin America. Spending money on infrastructure, healthcare and education. Overspending on military, mausoleum, statue and useless state project. Communist states. That moment when you have to explain you don't have the money for welfare or housing for the homeless, but do have the money for a $2 trillion war on the other side of the planet. France statistically having the most successful military history. All the times France fought France so they'd win no matter what. How may I get faith in Christ? I see. Spends 14 years writing an amateur translation of the Bible into the Massachusetts language. Cato the Elder ending every speech with, Carthage must be destroyed. Me ending every text with lo. Attractive Greek girl. Turns 14. Zeus. How everywhere else figured out their borders. How Canada and the USA figured out their border in 1846. American and British officials. Here is a compass and some string, create a straight line across an entire continent at this parallel. American and pre-Confederation Canadian workers. Yes, sir. When I hear the phrase, men don't start drama. World history. What should use my extra days to accomplish? Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it. Marcus Aurelius. NATO was created in 1949 to counter the influence of the USSR. The USSR asking to join NATO in 1954. If Germany hadn't invaded other countries, the other countries would have ignored the Jew concentration camps. Mongols. Being tolerant to other religions. Killing everyone equally. Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Mom. And if Hitler jumps off a roof, will you? Mussolini. Ernest Hemingway in World War II. Where are the Nazis so I can kill them? So they left a long time ago. In that case, I'll have 51 dry martinis. Nostalgic person. I wish we could go back to the good old days. Literally every historian. Japan after Pearl Harbor. We are invincible. We destroyed the American Pacific Fleet, and our people are safe and well defended on our home islands. Citizens of Tokyo just 5 months later. Congratulations, Marshal Bernadotte. You've been elected to become heir to the Swedish throne. Germany loses war. France after every war. He's too dangerous to be kept alive. The Mediterranean 1801. Barbary. Barbary pirates, not me, Buster. I ain't bitch made. When you are one of the most progressive ancient civilizations, but a slave state of pedophiles fought a suicidal battle against you, and now you're remembered as the bad guys. They don't know I'm emperor of the Romans. When you're a competent Chinese general only to see your emperor play pretend like one, not only this is ridiculous, but the fact that he even led a successful major battle against the Mongols. This war is a living hell. If only I could be in one of these scientific expeditions far away from the front. Meanwhile, in Antarctica, our ship has been prisoner from the ice for 2 years now, and since there is a world war, nobody is going to help us. Hello, Nazi regime. Hello, Bayer Pharmaceuticals. We would like to purchase 150 healthy Jewish women for trials to test experimental drugs we're producing. Done. Hello again, Nazi regime. Unfortunately, all 150 of the subjects have died. We would like to purchase another 150 women. Done. Slavic ancient figures on a ladder. 50,000 BC. Medieval art be like. Be interested in bees or gardening as a child. Become a head of an independent monastery. Experiment as a side quest with peas in the monastery's backyard. Give a start to a new branch of biology. A horny Templar. A literal dead woman. Any reasonable human being. The skull of Sidon. What the hell is this? Argentinians be like. First name. Last name. The crew of a Soviet destroyer watching from front row seats as the US Navy disembowels the Iranian Navy during Operation Praying Mantis in 1988. Let's talk about why I named this element polonium. It was to raise awareness of radium is miracle cure. Drink radium water now. Hey, my jaw kind of hurts. When you go from a country without roads, schools or cities to the richest country in the region in just 20 years. Stonks. Medieval theologian in movies. The earth is flat and witches are real. The Bible is the only book in curriculum. Medieval theologian in reality. Should we debate Aristotle or Grosseteste today? Let's go to the university and delve deeper. Heineken in Europe. Heineken in Africa. She was a girl. He was a boy. Basque people visiting Iceland after 1615. A law which allows Icelandic people to legally kill any Basques on sight. Oh my creator, take this sacrificial virgin as a... Oh mighty creator, take this sacrificial virgin. LMAO, this guy was named Tima the Lame. Damn, that must have been one of the shittiest leaders in history. Also, Tima the Lame casually kills 5% of the world population all by himself. Alright, I want this pyramid of skull bigger, time to behead more peasants. The Persians controlled Afghanistan for over 200 years. Yup, the Greeks occupied them of over 3 centuries. Correct. and the Mongols controlled them for over 100 years. That's right. So Afghanistan shouldn't be known as the graveyard of empires. Afghanistan is the graveyard of empires. Hey you, Serbian kid. Want to become a janissary? The myth of consensual annexation. I consent. I consent. I don't. Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? Dutch generals hearing about the news that their ships are captured by a French cavalry. First Crusade. Fourth Crusade. TSA when you have 102cc water in your bag. TSA when drugged Adolf Eichmann comes in a flight attendant uniform. I'm gonna get close to this group of humans. What's the worst that can happen? Thousands of years later. Hannibal. Rome. I have slaughtered you at Cannae. I'm ready to negotiate your surrender. Nuh-uh. Swedish sugar experiment on mentally disabled. We will feed you guys large amounts of sugar to see the effects. Okay, Doc, my teeth are falling out. Interesting. You will publish your findings, right? No, we were funded by the sugar industry. God save the king. Take the spices, take the artifacts. Opium upon the Chinese. Rule Britannia. Union soldiers watching the final boss of war-obsessed Prussian nobility approach them at full gallop with a big-ass sword. Naming your child after a fictional character. Hey there, Khaleesi. How was school? I hate you with every ounce of being. Naming your child after mathematicians. I'm so proud of you. Leonhard Louis Georg Wilhelm Carl Simon Gustav Jordan. KGB killing Markov with an umbrella. Mossad steals the most advanced Soviet fighter jet. Explore the world. No monotony of daily life. No tyrannical kings or queens. Actually get a vote in things. Surprisingly good working conditions. Decent chance of retiring early. The United States at conventional war. The United States at unconventional war. Who would win? One of the greatest war strategic of all time. The master of trolling. How long have you been fighting? 100 years. So you must have vastly expanded your French holdings. France and England after not giving Italy the lands promised in the London Pact. And the 1973 Oscar for Best Actor goes to Marlon Brando. Marlon? There is no shame in being weak. It's over. There is only shame in staying weak. We are so back. Never ask a woman her age. A man, his salary. The FBI, why the markings on the bullet and rifle that killed MLK don't match. Norway will never give in to the Nazis. I would sooner go into exile than surrender and would abdicate rather than recognize Quisling as Prime Minister. Collaborating with the Nazis was necessary. German soldier. I am going to fight this battle until my very last breath. Alvin York. No, you ain't. The Brits in Brit history books. The Brits in every other history book. How can people not care about the Library of Alexandria? Do they not care about all that lost knowledge? Romans. Greek mythology. Roman mythology. Fact. 90% of reigns of terror quit right before they're about to establish the Republic of Virtue. What everyone thinks Vikings look like. How Vikings actually look like. First Japanese embassy to Europe 1582. You guys can touch my robes. Thank you. Philippe II kisses them on the cheeks. Thank you. Arrives back in Japan 1590. The Europeans weren't savages and I think we should become Christian. No, you are all exiles now. 19th century factory owners when an employee isn't working because their arm got caught in some gears and turned into hamburger. Alright, SpongeBob lazy pants. Imagine being a farmer being dragged to war for 5 months and then you see a mother ducker wearing this shit charging towards you. Finding out you're adopted. Why didn't you tell me? We were scared. Finding out you were adopted during Franco's reign. Who were my real parents? Please tell me. Have you been mocking us since the beginning of recorded civilization? Yes. Ruining the ancient culture by destroying pagan temples and statues. Saving the ancient culture by translating and preserving the work of pagan writers and philosophers. Ferb. This one's looking at both of us at the same time. Christian church. Chattering. Me, a panicking courier, my lord. We needed more supplies for the army to continue. Without. Emperor Fusheng. He said the word without, which is a great insult to me as the one-eyed tyrant. Execute him on the spot. Me staring at the approaching guardsmen. President Kennedy. Do you know how to put men on the moon yet? NASA. No, President Kennedy. Be a lot cooler if you did. Ruski Vaprosk. Soviet propaganda film. You see, the American way of life is corrupted. They are slaves to money and emotions. Oh, whoa. Look at their stoves. Look at their refrigerators. No. 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 Pay attention to the plot. Their closets and clothing stores are filled with so many options. We had to pull the film. It had the opposite effect we were trying to achieve and only showed the Soviet citizens the better standard of living the Americans have. Ruins warfare. Ruins combat. Ruins half the ducking military meta. How can a $35 hobby toy be so cringe? Ruins warfare. Ruins combat. Ruins plate armor. Ruins half the ducking military meta. Literally me. Literally me. Literally me. Fools with a time machine. Me with a time machine. For the love of God, eat the ducking lipiter. Where bist du? A Scandinavian person meeting one of their gods. Oh look, it's Frasier. I will aid you in battle and instruct you how to find a good mate. If this is what you want, a Greek person meeting one of their gods. Oh look, it's Athena. Prepare your anus. Mick Mannock on his way to becoming an ace. Only 2 more Huns to go, lads. When he sees what's inside the plane, he shoot down. There is no salvation for me. How Qin Shi Huang escaped getting assassinated? Romans and their dogs. Welcome to our new family. 15 years later, I am in tears while carrying you to your last resting place. Let's destroy the pagan pyramids. Right away. 8 months later, we're still not done. Screw it. Establishing dictatorships. Destroying dictatorships. The United States. What's your plan to invade Rome, Hannibal? All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. The British and Dutch throughout history. You're here too? Yes. Napoleon coming back from his stay at Elba. Napoleon during his time at St. Helena. This is a top secret mission. You will be sent to New York and burn it to the ground. 2 weeks into the mission, I surrender myself to the FBI. Great, but I need the other secret Nazis' names. You're my new best friend. March 2000, somewhere near the North Pole. What do you mean our only way of communication will be gone? The company went bankrupt and they will start deorbiting the satellites. The mixed-race militia about to take one the white supremacist paramilitary, the White League, in the 1874 Battle of Liberty Place in New Orleans. Ex-Confederate general and recovering traitor James Longsteel leading them into battle. Some random local that served under him in the Civil War. PLA High Command inexplicably challenging Vietnam to close hand-to-hand combat in their 1979 Blitz. Vietnam. Okay. Heaviest Japanese tank. Lightest M4 Sherman. A jet plane. How queer. Jet engines are unreliable and too mechanically complex to ever work. I guess we're doing jets now. Shrek's work is work. No, it's exploitative and immoral. We're better than that. Meanwhile, 4,000 years ago somewhere in Iraq. Sure, I can civilize a demigod and calm him down. Thank you. Guess how many women I had Shreks with? Geez, not that many. Guys who stick glass containers up their butt, becoming a viral gore video, directly causing the breakup of Yugoslavia. Mussolini. This town isn't big enough for 2 supervillains. Hitler. Oh, you're a villain all right, just not a super one. This 46cm gun for Yamato is officially named 40cm. How our admirals can know it's 46cm while keeping secret? Why tell them? Royal Navy. Quality trained crew will bring us victory. French Navy. Stronger hulls will keep us in the fight longer. Spanish Navy. Mucho cannons, mucho damage. Oversee the works at the Sistine Chapel. Complain to Pope that Michelangelo is painting willies again. My face is added to the fresco as Minos, with a snake eating my dick. Pope can't get it removed because he has no jurisdiction over hell. Western culture nowadays. Did you know that many Roman emperors like Septimius Severus were African, so they were black? Not sure about that. Racist. Septimius Severus 1,800 years ago. Why are you black? I'm from Africa, sir. I'm from Africa too, and I haven't never seen anyone like you. This is a bad omen. America, after bombing your country for electing a leader they didn't like and installing a puppet regime. What can I say except you're welcome? Nazi officers who supposedly killed themselves seeing each other in Argentina. Summarizing the second triumvirate. What the Duck Lepidus doing? His best. Margaret, second Queen of Denmark, and J.R.R. Tolkien. Isn't fond of art inspired by his work and rarely approves illustrators. Makes illustrations of Lord of the Rings. Wow, this is dismally and meanly hideous. Means he liked it very much. During a visit to China, Prince Philip joked to British students, if you stay here much longer, you'll go slit-eyed. Chinese students studying in the UK replied, we're often told in jest not to stay away too long, lest we go round-eyed. Gregor Mendel when his pea plants get slightly bigger. I can breed you. Most people with a time machine. Take this, you Nazi scum. Shies, me with a time machine. Die, worthless Babylonian. Death, coming to take Sisyphus. I will bind you with my chains. Could I hold the chains first? Sure, my man. Religions over the tiniest details. Religions agreeing that flood myths are cool. Just checking in on my favorite ship, the USS Liberty, on June 8th, 1967. I sure hope nothing bad happens to it. War is hell. War is hell. Point of view. You survived the Paraguayan War. Spread of the Aryans. Bro, stop. Okay. Rasputin. Tells doctors to stop giving Alexei aspirin since it's a blood thinner. Nicholas II. What kind of magical bullshit is this? 1. Be an educated Bengali Muslim in West Bengal in 1830. 2. Make peasants aware of the oppression from landowners and cooperation with the British authorities. 3. Rise up against the landowners and establish a rule over the region. 4. Build a giant bamboo fort and wait for the British. Hi, my name is Jason. Ah, nice to meet you, Jason. Guys, did you know the Roman Empress Messalina once had a Shrek's competition against the best prostitute in Rome, winning after pleasuring 200 men? Kingdom of Hanover. When Victoria becomes Queen of Britain. Captain, we can't find Aimo, we must have left him behind. God rest his soul, he must have perished by now. Meanwhile, Aimo Koivunen. I just downed an entire bottle of pure meth. Overdosing in the process, skied more than 400 kilometers in a blizzard, got blown up by a landmine, caught and ate a raw bird, all while evading the Russians that were chasing me. I understand. I'm not Finnish. I am Slavic. They don't know that I've owned a German city once. And no, Jesus Christ died on the cross for you. Yeah, don't worry, tell God we wouldn't let anything like that happen. No, Jesus Christ literally died for our sins. Not on my watch. Slavic neo-Nazis when they used time machine to teleport to Germany during World War II, but instead of helping Hitler win the war, they are being forced to dig the grave in the forest. First Christian daimyos in Japan. Mind selling me some rifles? I don't know, I don't sell to non-Christians. Well, my name is Don Bartholomew and I am Christian. Oh, in that case, right this way. Read about an old Bolshevik. Oh, interesting, haven't heard about him before. Go on Wikipedia. Died 1937. Against the power of Germany, there can be no victory. We must sign the armistice. It would be an honorable surrender, my friend. Tell me, old friend, when did the Lion of Verdun abandon honor for treason? The French Empire has had the largest cultural impact on the world. Change my mind. The Roman Empire. The British Empire. We will fight this splendid little war and liberate the Cuban people from the Spanish yoke. I can neither afford nor win this war, but shall seek an honorable defeat. This is the kind of divine portent the Romans would have gone crazy over. You think you've seen it all, and then your 13-year-old blind beagle throws up the French flag in the middle of the night. Who would win? 22 convoy of tanks with anti-tank support. 1 tank and 5 boys. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired boxers. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired boxers. Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston refuses to meet the Beatles instead meets Muhammad Ali. When Liston reads about the Beatles visiting me, he'll be so mad I'll knock him out in 3. I'll build my own wall. Brick by brick. I'll be alone, but safe. Which Axis power gets the most hate? Nazi Germany, Imperial Japan, Fascist Italy. John Lennon after making a song called Working Class Hero as he makes hundreds of millions of dollars. I too am extraordinarily humble. We went into exile after Nazi Germany invaded our country, but our heir will be born in Canada, making her not eligible for Dutch throne. No worries, we just declare the maternity ward of the hospital she was born temporarily not Canadian territory. How most people think Switzerland saw World War II. How Switzerland actually saw World War II. We capture one of the new British Churchill tanks. We send it to the R&D unit so that they can find out its flaws. British commandos steal the documents and use them to make the tank better. British commandos steal the documents and use them to make the tank better. So, you're my new neighbors and you're a band? Yes, sir. Can we make a Lord of the Rings movie? I want to play Gollum. You have exactly 10 seconds to get the duck out of my house. Minister, we're broke. We don't even have paper to print notes on. What will we do? Cut the banknotes in half. Each half now counts as a whole. The South doesn't seem that strange to me. Hey kid, seen Johnny Reb here? Don't talk to my slave like that, Yank. Now come on, son. Let's go. Greece takes part in the Euro for the second time ever. Greece wins the Euro. Greece holds the Olympics again. Greece holds Easter celebrations in Constantinople, not Istanbul, after 600 years. Slavers. The transatlantic slave trade lasted for 300 years. There is nothing that can stop it. The British Empire, rule Britannia, intensifies. Wow, the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki seems so interesting. I want to learn more about its history. Infant monkey isolation experiment. 30 days isn't enough. 6 months in isolation. Deeply depressed. Still not enough. 1 year in isolation. Starves itself to death. Interesting. Venus of Hole Fels. 2 views of the Venus of Hole Fels figurine, which may have been worn as an amulet and is the earliest known, undisputed example of a depiction of a human being. East Germany. Have you ever done insane amounts of drugs? Child athletes? No. Would you like to? Han Dynasty. The Roman Empire is a great power that we see as an equal. The Roman Empire. I can conquer you. Mexico already losing the war. 19,000 American soldiers landing near their capital. Catholics, please solve the problem of having 2 popes. Council of Pisa. There's 3, actually. There seems to be some kind of mistake. I'm just a tax collector. I don't want to be emperor. Defeat the ducking Arabs. Arabs in the year 711. Ha! Look at those puny Europeans, pushed all the way to the mountains. Let's leave them there to rot. A few hundred men can't even dream of facing the Umayyad Caliphate. Arabs for the next 781 years. We will sign a peace treaty and let you keep your current territory, just please stop the war. Nah kills 50,000 Arabs in a single battle. Native chief. Where is the immortal sun god you brought with you? He looked sick last week. Spanish soldiers dumping a smelly hollow log in the river. He's ascended. A French sergeant drunkenly tries to hook up with a Sicilian woman. The entire population of Palermo in 1282. So you have chosen death. You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. How do we defeat Germany? I can mobilize 120 divisions. Also, I'll need military access through Poland, Romania, and the Baltic states. Pinky promise we won't annex them afterwards. How about we ask their opinion? Duck, no. Better a year of Nazi occupation than a day of Soviets. We plan to build 3 nuclear plants. We finished the first one in 1978. In a national referendum, 50.47% vote against starting it up. Also, there is now a law against nuclear power plants. You got anything to tell me, locals? Stay away from those damn sloth bears. They're worse than tiger and are unpredictable. Also the Brits. Who is a good boy? Yes, you are handsome. Happy bear noises. I hate you. I hate you. Let's colonize him. Neat, it's Sumer. They invented clay, which they used to talk about wheat. They had a lot of fun. Night fighting now. Laser, NVGs, and optics that can all work in tandem. Night fighting then. There's the enemy camp. Fire a volley in that general direction. You're charged with biting through one of Peter III of Russia's toy soldiers. Kill him now. Who would win? 25 million Europeans. 1 plague carrying rat. Yes, I am angry. Any rational person would be angry in my shoes. I was wronged. Anger is but a short state of insanity. Seneca. Rome 117. Rome 1452. Wartime cartoonists relentlessly mocking foreign dictators, knowing that if their country loses the war, they'll be the first to get brutally murdered. France and British Empire. Slaves are black. Ottoman Empire. Slaves are white. Nazi Germany. Everyone who isn't Aryan is slave. Roman Empire. Slaves are slaves. Operation Fortitude. Wait, it's all a fake. Always has been. 1972 attack on Israeli Olympics team. Look, the police are trying to rescue them. Better film the operation on live TV. Just hope the terrorists won't see it. Marx. Society naturally progresses through several stages before it can reach socialism, such as embracing capitalism and developing a proletariat. Almost every single communist country. I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end. Ancient Romans. Look what I made. It's a... Say no more, it's obvious. We don't even have to write it down. Archaeologists today, what did they use it for? Too late. 500 years too late. How the duck did these natives manage to move such big rocks without any machine? A few centuries before. Hey Rangi, so I have just built this statue and I've put it there thanks to... Say no more. It's already obvious. Let's crash 2 locomotives together, they said. It'll be a cool publicity stunt, they said. We'll even have free admission to watch, they said. The myth of consensual union. I consent. I consent. I don't. Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? Damn, I hope our next war is at someplace colder. Duck, not this cold. At least jungles have liquid water. Shit. Julius Caesar captured by pirates. Calls them illiterate brutes and makes them listen to speeches. Occasionally threatens to have them crucified. Haha, empty threats is all. Don't be mad. He thinks he is in charge. Cute. We have listened to your speech. Can we go now? Your friends convince your executioner to take the day off. A shoemaker takes his place. For duck's sake, stop raiding our lands. What are you going to do to stop us? Build a wall. Proceeds to build a wall. Duck. World War I Christmas be like. Joyeux Noel. Merry Christmas. Fro Weihnachten. Meanwhile, the Canadians. Aha, this corpse is making a funny sound. Bitlas mich leben. No. You can't just follow your own culture and ideals. You have to convert to our faith or die. Lo. So long as you pay your taxes, you can believe whatever you want. The United States was built off the backs of slaves. Rest of the world. Stalin. We should execute 50 to 100,000 German officers. Roosevelt. Hey, maybe 49,000 would be enough. Churchill. Duck this, I'm out of here. Winston. It was a joke, of course I'm joking. Sick of this dude. No one. The FBI every MLK Day. Eurocentric people. Africa has no history. Huts and sticks low. Also pre-colonial Africa. Died 1974. Born 1980. Welcome back Al-Nusan. Medicine, architecture, art, law. The feats of the Roman are so glorious. What a shame that suck beacon of civilization fell and vanished from the world. What are you talking about? I'm right here. It's almost like I can hear their voices. What most people think the caliphs of Cordoba looked like. What Afrocentrists think the caliphs of Cordoba looked like. What the caliphs of Cordoba wanted to look like. What they actually looked like. FBI director. Alright, can anyone explain to me why we still can't catch the Green River Killer? FBI agent. FBI director. His face is so generic it matches every other face in our database. Move on, brother. We've got to retake the Holy Land. He's just sleeping. He's just sleeping. Actually a manatee. These sailors have been at sea for months. Okay guys, hear me out. Charles Darwin. Publishing numerous studies on the benefits of genetic diversity. Having 10 children with your cousin. The Reconquista period in Iberia is so cool. Yeah, I love how Christian kings united themselves to push the Muslims out of the peninsula. Also, Reconquista, apparently my brother is attacked by Muslims. Perfect timing to conquer his lands. World War starter pack naval invasion by the Allies. Russia loses the most people. How about we go around France's forts? Germany gets all the blame. US adjoins late. Italy doesn't do all that much and ends up switching sides. Allies. Imperial Japan finalizing Operation PX. As known as Operation Cherry Blossoms at Night. Our research from Unit 731 and biological operations in China have proved effective. On September 22, 1945, we will launch a biological attack on Los Angeles, San Diego and San Francisco. Spreading weaponized bubonic plague, cholera, typhus and dengue fever. The submarine crews will infect themselves and run ashore in an honorable suicide mission. Chief of General Staff, Washijiro Umezu. We are not doing any of that. You will start an endless battle between humanity and bacteria that will long outlive our war with America. Your decision would render us a mockery in the pages of all human history. Why? American justice in World War II. For crimes against humanity, I sentence you to 4 years in prison. Okay, Soviet justice in World War II. The minute you stop playing the piano, you're dead. Ready, set, go. It's so badass when people stand in front of shit they destroyed. Tankies be like, Russia did nothing wrong and Poles hated only because of a US propaganda. My brother in Christ. We hated Russia before USA even became a thing. Belgium in Europe. Belgium in the Congo. Belgium in World Wars. I aim for the stars, but I keep hitting London. Werner von Braun. Hey church, now that we're Christian, can we still celebrate Yule? No. Can we throw Jesus a birthday party? Yeah, okay. Hideki Tojo commits suicide to escape the Allies. The US Army donating blood to revive Hideki Tojo so he can be charged against the crimes he committed. Louis XIV to his generals on the 10th of May 1676. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Who? I'm about to make a name for myself here. Cursor! Precursor! How do I get a boy to like me? Treat him like a king. My lord, in my years of service, here lies my greatest wisdom. Don't go to war. Me. Mom, why do I only have one set of grandparents? Mom. Your dad and I married each other to keep our family's bloodline pure. Me. When it is illegal to expose the illegal things the government does. Never ask a woman her age. A man his salary. The German Social Democrats, what happened to Liebknecht and Luxembourg during the Weimar Republic? I bet he is thinking about other girls. Why are lions so common in European heraldry if they were extinct in the continent before all those dynasties were even born? Africa has thousands of different cultures with tribes varying in size. Europeans drawing the borders. Rectangles. You all ever notice that the Washington Monument looks absolutely nothing like George Washington? 5 mass extinctions events, including the Permian that killed over 95% of ocean animals. Horseshoe crab. Shooting Teddy Roosevelt. He doesn't die. He refuses to go to a doctor. He gives his speech. He starts mocking your assassination attempt.